Alright guys, time to go for a ride. So I'm just trialing out a couple bits here today. I've got a new microphone, so I've been waiting for this mic to come. It's the Purple Panda, that was it, Purple Panda microphone. Also had to get the microphone adapter for the Insta360 Ace Pro, which is what I'm using to film now. I'm filming at the moment in 4K mode. You can do 8K on this, but the problem I had when I tried to film 8K the last time, when I tried to edit it on my phone or download the videos onto my phone, it wouldn't allow me, because it said basically my device wasn't able to, you know, handle it. I think it's because I've got an older iPhone and I haven't done an upgrade on the iOS. That's probably why. But to be honest, I don't need to film in 8K. It just takes too much memory, too much processing time, etc. So I've got it in 4K, which is good enough. So first time using a camera in the daytime. There's a second video I'm doing with the camera. And also I'm using a chin mount strap as well. So this is what I didn't have on the last time. When you get the camera, you get a sort of sticky mount, which I mounted on the top of the helmet because there's no space to mount it on the front, because I've got that vent guard on the front of my helmet and so on. So basically I had to get this chin strap thing, which I got off Amazon, which so far seems good, so I can get a better view on the camera. So yeah, right, so what I'm doing now, I'm just, as I said, doing a test. I'm taking a ride down to the Ace Cafe, the well-known, famous Ace Cafe in London. It's kind of a bike hangout spot. So heading down there, and if I can, I'm going to try and show you guys a little bit of history of the place. They've got some sort of, I never noticed this actually, it's upstairs. They've got some sort of banners and posters and stuff with a bit of history of the venue. It's quite interesting, so maybe I'll try and see if I can get some footage of some of the posters and show you guys a little bit of history of the Ace Cafe. But in the meantime, we're just going to take a ride down to London, down to northwest London, which is where Ace Cafe is. So I'm starting in South London, Streatham area, and we're heading down to Park Royal near Hanger Lane, northwest London, which is where Ace Cafe is. I was planning to go to Box Hill today, and I would have did some filming there. There's a bike cafe down there called Rikers down in Box Hill, Surrey. I was planning to go there, but I couldn't find my keys for the garage, and I spent forever trying to find these keys, to the point that I just wasted too much time. I had to go to the barbers as well, which is just where I've just come from. So I just had to squash that idea. It's just going to be too long. It's already 20 past 2. It gets dark at 4 o'clock. It's going to take me just over an hour to get there. It makes no sense. So scrap that one for another day. Try and do it early in the morning, hopefully next time, you know. But yeah, anyway, here we go. So I am just literally cruising today. As I said, I'm just testing out the mic, especially for any riders that are looking for cameras. At least you got something to get a review from and see how the microphone works, how the camera works, and if it's something that you would like to use when choosing your camera. So when I was choosing my camera, I looked between the GoPro 13, which is the latest one at the moment, it's just come out, the Insta360 Ace Pro. There is actually an updated model to this, which is the Pro 2, I think. So it has some nice extra features on it. The original camera on it has a windbreaker, which is really impressive from videos that I saw. I'm not too fussed about that because I'm using a microphone anyway, but if you're just using it to sort of get sort of riding footage without speaking. You can use the camera's microphone, which is quite decent. But also, which was really a cool feature, is you can actually use your camera, which I'm using, microphone, which I'm using now, the Purple Panda, and you can mix the audio of the two microphones when you're editing it, and get sort of a balance of sort of the exterior sounds and your microphone levels. So, which was quite cool actually for sort of post editing. So that's the Ace Pro. Then the other camera that I looked at was the DJI Action 5. I think that's the latest one they've got. And all these cameras are quite similar in price. They range somewhere between sort of $300 and $350. So I feel like the DJI was slightly more expensive. But obviously you can shop around online, you could probably get a good price. I bought mine from the store. I just wanted to see the cameras, you know what I mean? So I went to Curry's and I bought them there. So yeah, basically this is the three that I had to choose from. I didn't actually get to use them in store because they didn't have any that I could use in store like that. So I just had to go by YouTube videos like this and watch people who had all three. There were some good videos online where some people used all three cameras and shot at the same time, and then they basically did a comparison of the three sort of side by side. So one of the things I liked about this camera was that it had decent quality at low lighting levels, which I knew, especially coming up to winter, by the time I get on the bike a lot of the time, it's going to be sort of start getting dark. I'm not going to be getting like early or long sunny days like the summer, so I wanted something where I could get some nice night footage. A lot of the time I'm riding late as well, so that's partly why I wanted to get that. So apparently this is one of the better performing ones. I was quite happy with it anyway. And as you guys saw the last video that I did, it was late, it was in the evening, and I think the footage was quite good. I'd be interested to see what this looks like in the day, as the first time I'm using it in the daytime. But if I go by what the evening footage looks like, I'm pretty sure that this daytime footage is going to look quite good, you know. But yeah, so I'm riding the R1 today. I was going to ride the 400, but I had a little mishap with that bike. I don't know what it is with me and this bike, but basically the last time I took this one out, took it out of the garage, giving it a little clean and that, did it a wash, and as I was finished washing it, ready to go out for a ride, I'm packing away, tidying up the garage, putting things away, and I had a tin of spray paint, some satin paint that I used for a little project at home, and I had it in some sort of container on the floor, and I dropped something on the tin, a part or something I think I had a part from a car, my wife's car or something. I think it was a water pump or something. I recently changed a water pump on her car, and it fell out of my hand and fell on that can of paint, and as you can imagine, it made a massive hole in the can, which is, a half can of pressurized paint, and that paint just went splat everywhere, and the 400 was right in front of it, and it actually absolutely covered the bike in white satin paint. And I thought I could just quickly get some damp rags and wipe it down, I kid you not, literally within 5 seconds, this paint was dried on. Like, I couldn't rub it off with a damp cloth. Like, it was as if I'd painted it like an hour ago. I tried everything. I was absolutely panicking. And I had to resort to using some scouring pads. Oh, she's really out in the way, isn't she? And now this one's going to block her. This is typical London drivers. See? She's sticking out on my way, and he has now gone round and blocked her. And I'm stuck in the middle here, and I don't want to be stuck here. Thanks, mate. Yeah, still a green light, mate. This is London driving for you, yeah? Everyone is pretty selfish on the roads and always causing traffic. But yes, going back to the paint story. So I ended up having to use scouring pads, some sort of fine sanding block scouring pad sort of things. The only way I could get it off. And obviously all the lacquer or the clear coat has gone flat. I had to do like one whole side of the bike fairings, the tank, even the windscreen as well, and then things like the exhaust, which I can polish, a few plastic bits as well. So it's just absolutely ruined. So absolutely gutted about that. I know I can sort it out, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try first to polish the paint and polish everything back, and hopefully that works. If it doesn't work to my satisfaction, it means I'm gonna have to take some fairings off and then rub them all down again with a scouring pad and then clear coat them all. So, you know, at least everything will be fresh. But yeah, that's why I'm not riding the bike. I can't ride it out like that. I'm a bit upset about it. Thankfully, I didn't have this bike in there, and the Ninja was behind it, so it didn't spray in the direction of the Ninja. So thankfully, only got on one bike. Could have been a disaster. All three bikes could have been parked in the garage, and all three of them could have got covered in paint, and that would have been, you know, crazy. Like, I'd have had 3 bikes to sort out with paint, you know. But yeah. But anyway, hopefully soon I'll get that sorted out. But you know, it's coming up to winter time now. To be honest, I don't think I'll be riding much of the bikes anyway. Probably not the 400 at least, but I'll probably ride this bike the most. And also my other 2 bikes, they're on a sort of limited mileage, so I've got to be careful about how much miles I ride on them, as far as I'm covered on my insurance. I think I'm on about 3,000 miles each, and I'm not sure how much I rode in the summer at the moment. I know I'm under that, but we'll keep an eye on that. Whereas this bike, I'm actually on an unlimited mileage on it, so I can kind of ride it more than the others. I think since I've got this bike, I've done about 500 miles or so, because at the moment it's on 74.83, and I'm pretty sure it was on about 69 something hundred. So I've done about 500 miles on it, which is surprising that I've done that much miles actually. But I think that's the sort of long rides I've done. I did one ride which was about 100-mile round trip with the guys. We went to West Sussex, and I've done 1 or 2 rides to Surrey, Box Hill, and then other than that I've literally just done a sort of Ace Cafe run down from South London. It's about 10 miles I think, something like that. Yeah, but then I don't ride every day, I don't ride that often, but obviously when I have ridden, I've done some long distances. So where are we now? We're going through Clapham Park. This is my usual route down to North Circular in North West London. So I'll go through Clapham Park, Battersea Bridge, down Embankment, kind of Chelsea, near Chelsea, that area, sort of right near Chelsea Stadium, kind of Earl's Court, and then from there, where do we go from there? White City, and then we're on the A40. That's it. Then A40, and then that takes me to Hanger Lane, and then we're pretty much there, North Circular, and then we come off there for Ace Cafe. So yeah, when I'm cruising like this, it takes me about 40 minutes. I'm cruising. Obviously I'm filming and stuff, so and I'm not in a rush either. And London, as you can see, is 20 miles an hour everywhere. Like, you just, if you're riding in London regularly, it's very easy to lose your license. I've got to be really careful as well, because points just means higher insurances. I've already got high enough insurance costs already. I really don't want to get any points. And I always have this thing where I can never get to 0 points. I'm always like, 3 points are going to be off soon and I'll have a clean license. And then right before that happens, or within that year or something, I end up getting 3 points. So I've always for some reason got 3 points, or 6 in worst cases. And it's always something like 30 mile an hour. So it's really silly. The last time I got 3 points was like, I think it was like 34 miles an hour in a 30. You know, my wife got 20 something, like 23 miles or something like that. It was so ridiculous. Near our house on a 20 mile an hour. Yeah, you know, to get a ticket and to get 3 points for doing like 23 miles an hour in London, especially on roads that used to be 30. They've changed them all to 20 now. Thank you to the government and the mayor. These 20 miles an hour, literally 90% of London streets is 20 miles an hour now, and they wonder why there's so much traffic. And also in my area, they had to remove some roadblocks. They've been putting all these friendly neighborhood sort of things, I don't know what they're called, where you can't go down certain roads anymore. And it was getting so bad that there was crazy traffic with the buses getting stuck on the high roads, because obviously more cars are like, I would like the way I would normally get home, which is really straightforward, maybe go through 2 or 3 back roads. Can't do that anymore. Go onto the high road, go get all this traffic here, and then you basically end up polluting more because your engine's running. Something that should taking me 10 minutes, it's taking me 20 minutes, 25 minutes to get to. I've got to go the long way round just to get to my house, when my house is literally like the next road. It's just ridiculous. So they actually had to remove one of them because it was one of the days in summer, it caused some mega traffic, and even the mayor even spoke about it. And they had to take off one of these. And the thing is, they used to just pop them up overnight. Like, I remember the one when they did one of them, I was at work going home my normal route, and then literally the next day I was on my way home and I almost drove through the sign, because you know, you driving your normal way home, it's sort of like programmed. And for some reason, the corner of my eye, I saw this little laminated sign, like literally on like A3 paper, and I recognized the camera and realized that I was about to get a ticket if I drove straight through these 2 plant boxes, you know. And I never saw any warning sign in the area saying that it was going to be in place, like, you know, in another few weeks or whatever. They literally popped it up overnight. And I remember the amount of times that week I would drive and see people heading straight towards it, and I'll warn people because they're going to go straight through the sign, and then obviously they're just getting tickets. The amount of money that council has made doing that, probably just that first week alone, would have just been crazy. you know. But we all know it's a money-making thing. They really don't care about pollution. They don't care about health, because if they did, they would just ban people from driving in London. But the fact that they allow the privileged the rights to pollute says everything. Because basically, as long as you pay the fee, congestion charge, ULEZ, whatever it is, as long as you pay it, you're allowed to pollute. So that to me says that pollution is for the wealthy. The wealthy are allowed to pollute, and if you can't afford to pollute, you can't do it. So it's just a money making thing. They know that we as Londoners, it's a metropolitan city, a city cannot survive without movement. You've got to have lots of travelling, whether it's businesses with vans like me, who had to end up buying a new van, or people commuting to work, you know, to get to work. Not everybody can use the bus to get to work. Some people, the buses just don't go to where they're working, or near enough anyway, and it's going to make their travel to work and back too difficult. Some people have to get home at certain times. They've got to pick up their kids after school or after work, and they need to be able to get straight there and not have to get a bus and then try to pick up 2 kids to get home. You know what I mean? Like, those people always have to drive. People work in, you know, hospitals and stuff like that, they always need to drive. So that's the problem, you know. People who as I said, like, work in hospitals or do late night shift jobs and stuff like that, you expect, you know, nurses to leave the hospital in the middle of the night or early hours of the morning and have to get on a night bus with, you know, drunken people on a Friday night. Like, I've been on night buses in London, you know, at one point when I wasn't driving, and I would go out and I'd get the bus home, and it was the worst thing ever. On a Friday night or Saturday night, I used to go roller skating down in Vauxhall, and I have to get 2 buses to North West London, and it's a horrible journey, you know. Buses are dirty, they're smelly, you got people loud, drunkards, all sorts of stuff, you know. And I'm a guy and I don't like it, much less being a lady who's coming from work. You're tired, you've done a night shift and all that, and you've got to get on a bus to get home. So, you know, or you got to spend loads of money for an Uber, really expensive. But yeah, that's me ranting about pollution in London. It's the worst part of London. The worst part of living in London, to me, is the roads and the taxing on the roads. The taxes that we have to pay for the roads is the worst thing, you know. It's getting busier and busier. Look at this bus, can't even get through. Some of the roads layouts and stuff as well, it's just so stupid, makes no sense. You know, you got parking here, but a bus can't physically get through unless that car moves. So what's the point of having having the parking there? And it's a red route, but it's a Saturday, he's allowed to park here, but once he parks there, buses can't get through. So yeah, I don't know. Some of the boroughs as well, whoever's managing these boroughs, diabolical, some of them, you know. Anyway, but this is my chatting, this is my therapy ride, so you guys have to put up with my ramblings, which is what I do when I'm riding. Right, at least the sun is coming out, skies are starting to look clear. Oh no, oops, I got caught here. Skies are looking clear out here. You can see the sun coming out over there if you guys can see it, or the sun, I don't know if it's going down. It probably is going down now, because will start going down soon, because it is now 3:15. I think sunsets are sort of like 4:15. So probably going to wait on its way down now. But hopefully I can get down to Ace Cafe with a little bit of sunlight. I will be having lunch down there. Just have a little snack and that. I usually have a little snack when I'm down there, cup of tea, whatever. Oh, bus lane is closed. See if we can get back on. Thank you. Another thing is Londoners really hate us bikers in London. Most of them don't like us. Londoners don't like cyclists and they don't like cyclists. I mean, I'm a courteous rider. I'm a courteous driver. I do understand sometimes why some people get a bad thing with some bikers, because some bikers, they do ride in a way that would really piss a lot of drivers off. Some of them can be quite rude as well. So I don't think as a rider it's in your best interest to be, you know, getting other motorists angry all the time, you know, because it's just gonna, it's just going to see that biker, she just cut right in front of me. Crazy. Thank God I'm moving. Yeah, I mean, just gets everybody sort of hating you guys, and then you wonder why when you're riding now they won't let you through and all sorts of stuff. So, you know, it doesn't hurt to be courteous to other motorcyclists or other motorists, sorry. I think being a driver and a rider is a good thing, because it lets you see things from both perspectives, you know. Like when I see riders coming through, I always move over and let them through when I'm driving a car, and when I'm riding a bike I understand drivers as well. So I think it's a good thing to sort of be both of them. There's our friendly moped. He's vaping while he's riding. I've seen it all, but these guys are the worst. These moped guys, I mean, they really don't care. Right, so we're on Battersea Bridge now. I think we're on Battersea Bridge is the River Thames, if anybody wants to see all the bridges down there. I think that's that. That might be Albert Bridge down that way, or Chelsea Bridge, one of them two. But this is Battersea Bridge, so Chelsea straight ahead down there, and this is the embankment here. We've got Chelsea Stadium up ahead somewhere down there as well. Anybody into football and that. I'm not a football fan. I used to, I mean as a kid I used to be into football, but I have a weird thing with sports that there was some crossover parts in my life where I when I was a kid, that where I was really getting into sports, I ended up get disconnected from the sports that I loved, so I never really was able to get back into any sort of following any sports like that. So for example, when I was a kid, it was in the 80s, when I was about 8 years old, I was into football. So we're talking early 80s, mid 80s, the era of John Barnes and Ian Rush, people like that. That was sort of Liverpool, and that was what I supported as a kid. I did all the sticker books, you know, all the football sticker books, and you know, it was my favourite team, Liverpool. I think at the time they had the I'm trying to remember what they had on their kit, that red kit. What did they have? Someone will know. What did Liverpool have on their red kit at that time? What was the sponsor? I'm trying to remember. But yeah, I was into Liverpool. That was my favourite team. And so when I was about 8 years old, I moved to the Caribbean. My grandma, she's Windrush generation. She came over here after the war, and she, you know, just came to work really, and obviously she always planned to retire back to Dominica, the Caribbean. And I was very close with her, so when she retired, I went back with her. I had an option to go back and stay with her for a bit. I ended up staying for 8 years. So I stayed in the Caribbean. I did the last bit of my primary school, the last couple of years of primary school, and I did all of my high school out there. And then I came back to London when I was 16. So when I went over there, you know, TV's a bit more American. Like, we don't have British TV, BBC and all that stuff. It's all American TV. So as you can imagine, football is not big in America like it is in the UK. So there was no football on the TV. So obviously, as an 8-year-old kid, I never got to watch football again, you know. So by the time I come back to the UK at 16 years old, I don't recognize any of the footballers. I don't recognize anything. I don't know anything about football. All these guys have all, like, probably retired and stuff like that now. So and I think it was like late 90s when I came back. So I just couldn't get back into football again after that. But then meanwhile, while I was out there, at 8 years old, I got into basketball, because basketball was on TV all the time. And we played basketball in the Caribbean. You play basketball more than you play football. You know, sort of basketball, cricket and football. Those are the sort of main sports that we played. But basketball, I had a basketball court literally next door to my house. So I played basketball all the time, like every day, after school. And also, I got into basketball because that was the era, that golden era of Michael Jordan. Chicago Bulls dominating. So obviously, as a kid, we all loved Chicago Bulls. Shaquille O'Neal, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley. It was sort of that era, you know, Space Jam era. So I basically got into basketball and following the Chicago Bulls, and then came back to London in the 90s, sort of 96, 97 I think it was. And there was no basketball on TV in the UK. So it was like I just done the reverse again of going back to a country that doesn't really play that sport much. So obviously you can imagine I lost all connection with basketball. And you know, by the time all these guys now retired, I don't know any of the basketball players at the time who have taken over. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's just one of them. So I guess those are the two sports that I was really into, and just never really got back into those sports again, watching them or anything. Like, I watch basketball here and there little bits, but I don't know any of the players, so it's kind of hard to get into it. Like, you know, watching a sport is always more fun when you're supporting a team. You know what I mean? You're not just watching two teams play. There's a bit more excitement when your team is playing. You know what I mean? So obviously I'm just here and there will watch something, but it's not as entertaining when you don't have some vested interest in the sport. You know what I mean? It's the same thing like you're watching boxing. If you don't know the boxers, you won't enjoy it as much. Like, or if one of the boxers is somebody that you're really rooting for, whether it's going to be good emotions, bad emotions, you're going to have more emotions in the fight, and it's going to be more interesting. You know what I mean? So I guess that's why I kind of just didn't really get into any sports again. And now I am a World Cup watcher. You know what I mean? I'll watch a couple of games in the World Cup, like big tournaments, stuff like that, Euros maybe, Olympic sports and stuff like that. I'm one of them sort of watchers. But as far as like throughout the year and all that, I don't really watch sports like that, you know. Right, so we now, gosh, you wouldn't think that it's sunny, would you, when you drive through these little roads with these tall buildings? Literally no sun is touching the ground here, until you get to an open space, then you realize it's actually sunny. Right, so where are we now? We are coming up to sort of Kensington coming up to Kensington. Kensington High Street in a bit. So yeah, in London you really do have to get around these vehicles, otherwise you're no point riding a bike, to be honest. You just be sitting in traffic. I mean, I'm doing it now because I'm just cruising, but you do have to get around people and you got to do a lot of filtering in London. If you're not filtering, or at least getting to the front of the line when the lights change, you've got to get to the front. That's the only way you get through. Otherwise you're just in London traffic all the time. And the bikes don't like it. I mean, 104 degrees now. The bikes don't like driving like this in the traffic because they just get hot. I mean, I can feel the heat of the bike at the moment. 107, and the fan keeps kicking in. You know, especially the older bikes like my Ninja does not like it. I've got to keep moving. It doesn't like to be getting hot like this, you know. So you need to kind of go get that wind to cool the engine down, you know. So we're back down to 100. Get through again. There we go. So as soon as we're moving, we're down to 99 already. So see, already down to 96, 94. Now this is what the bike likes. Likes to be moving. Like to get some cool air in that engine, cool it down. 91, that's better. Yeah, cool. So guys, as well, if there's any places that you guys want to see in London particularly, or the UK, I can try and, you know, take some rides to those places, so I can do some footage, do some videos. You know, I'm always looking for places to go, places to ride to. I'm going down to Ace Cafe today. What happens a lot is a lot of my mates would be down there, they pass through, whatever. I'm in a couple of groups as well. I haven't checked any of the groups this morning actually to see if there's any guys hooking up, but guys will just pull up there, and sometimes we just end up going for a ride, you know what I mean? Could be a couple of us, so who knows. I mean, it's a bit late now, but if it was earlier, sometimes guys might say, well, let's go down for a ride down Surrey, and then we'll jump on and go for it. So we'll see when I get down there. You never know, there might be another little mission, little side quest, and might end up riding somewhere. Who knows? Because today isn't supposed to rain. It's supposed to be, it's quite warm actually. I think it's about 13 degrees. So people might be up for a ride even though it's a bit later. Sometimes even a London city ride, you know. We do a lot of that as well, so she'll see. Because I love riding with other people, like do you know what I mean? Obviously it's a lot of fun when you're riding with other people opposed to when you're just on your own. And I get to get more riding experience, get to ride with more experienced riders, and then obviously I'm learning from them at the same time. So let's go this way. Yeah, I'm learning from them. I'm gonna have to cut across here. So yeah, get quite a lot of experience riding with them guys. Yeah, no, so we are now where are we now? I think this is West Kensington High Street or something. I think it's Kensington High Street. So this road now literally is straight down to White City, take us to the White City roundabout, Shepherd's Bush. we've got the Westfield shopping centre there, and then once we hit Westfields, then we jump on the A40, and then we're almost there. Then we can open it up a little bit. But then saying that, as soon as we get on the North Circular, usually sorry, on the A40 it's roadworks, so we'll see how clear it is today, if we can get the bike to cool down a little bit as well. Oops. Yeah, because riding in traffic is horrible. And then riding this bike as well, I mean, I'm doing 15 mile an hour now, and the bike is still vibrating. It's like it wants to be at least 20 miles an hour if you've got the clutch open. If you've got the clutch open, it wants to be doing at least 20 miles an hour for it to sort of have some level of smoothness. Anything under 20 miles an hour, it's just, I need a little bit of gas, I need a bit of gas. You know, so it's horrible riding traffic for that reason, where you're riding so slow. So that's the two things about riding a big bike in traffic: is overheating, doesn't like the slow speeds, and also what was the other thing? Yeah, it needs more revs, you know, it just needs more revs. So you gotta get out of this traffic. And it's annoying that the only 2 videos I've managed to do so far is just me driving through traffic. So I'm really trying to see if I can get out of this and get a better ride somewhere. Maybe the next video I'll do Box Hill, because that's a nice ride from South London to Surrey. That's a really nice ride, you know. There's a lot of A roads down that way, so yeah, I'm gonna pull in. This is the only way you're getting through anywhere in London. Otherwise you're sitting in this, basically. I didn't buy a bike to sit in traffic. Sorry. So some people don't want to like it, but we gotta sensibly get ahead. Otherwise I'm just squeezing the clutch, destroying my left hand with this, you know. So alright, let's see if we can get to the front here. That'll be good. Alright, so we've got Westfields and the roundabouts right ahead. Come on, you can do it, mate. Let's go all the way down. All the way down. Alright, we've got a learner driver here. Learner in the Lexus. Oh, so I understand why people do their own lessons with their families now in London, because prices of lessons are so expensive. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm sure it's got to be like at least £30 or more for an hour, isn't it? For a driving lesson now. Could even be more than that. I think it was about 20 when I did it, and I did it 20 years ago, so it's probably a lot more than that. I can't remember what I heard last, but I mean, it's ridiculously expensive for 1 hour of lessons, you know. Probably costs thousands now to do your driving lessons, which is crazy. Right, so we're at the Shepherd's Bush roundabout for Westfields Shopping Centre, White City. This is home to the BBC's headquarters, I think. I'm not sure if it's their main headquarters this anymore, but I think it is. So we got 40 mile an hour here. And obviously, as usual, we've got cameras. So you got to look out for those. We've got a camera on the left here. That looks like a builder's van. Undercover police. So yeah, riding in London, you got to watch out. If you're going to ride fast, they could be right behind you in a van like that, which you'd never thought was a police car. Right. So right over here, you guys can't see it because I can't turn that far to the right. You might be able to. If I turn my head, you can see the Grenfell forever in our hearts. That's the tower that had the fire where a lot of people died in there due to the cladding issue. I think one of the flats got caught on fire, and from what I remember, it's something to do with a fridge or something like that. And then once the fire hit the cladding, the building went up within minutes. The whole building was on fire. And yeah, very sad day. A lot of people died in there. The building is still up. I'm not sure what the plan is about it, but the building is still up. It's been covered up, obviously, and you can see it every time you ride past here on the A40 with a big green heart on it. So I'm sure most people in the UK heard about that on the news. That was a couple of years ago now. Probably time flies so quick. I'm not sure how long ago that was now. It's got to be at least 5 years. Well, it's got to be more than 5 years. It's got to be more than 5 years ago now. Yeah. So also what we got here, you can see from some angles to the right is Wembley Stadium. That's the England's national stadium. You can see a big sort of arch is how you can tell. It's a big arch in the sky, sort of trellis, sort of a trestle, sort of trussy sort of thing, white. So yeah, that's the Wembley National Stadium, and it's quite close to Ace Cafe where we're going anyway. The other thing, and the other reason why I need to get up to a little bit of speed is just to use the gears. I just want to at least use third gear. And you know, I've got to get it to at least like 40 miles an hour if I can even get it up to another gear, you know. Otherwise, I mean, you're just riding in first and second gear all the time. So as I said, yeah, 840 always got traffic. You literally have to filter through here all the way, because otherwise you're just going to get stuck in traffic, and it's very long, this road. This traffic will take us all the way up to the 840, up to the A406, the 840 roundabout. So if you use a bike, I think you're going to sit in this, you'll be there for 15 minutes before you can get to the top. So we got to filter through. Well, I only filter up to where I feel comfortable, especially when you get to these big vehicles. You've got to wait a bit and you can get around them. Thank you. Get back in line. When I can get past it, I can usually filter again. Try and get ahead here. So this is a popular route. This is just the way you've got to do it here. You've got to get through here, get to the front, and then go again. When we get further down, I'm pretty sure it's going to be another set of traffic again, but thankfully we're not too far. It's 3:10. I'm not really sure what time I left, so I'm not sure how long I've been filming, but I'm gonna guess it's going to be about 40-45 minutes. And I'm actually starving. Right, must to go now. guys. 40 miles an hour, let's go. Well, this one's going left and right, left and right. Right, so we're sort of acting now, kind of acting-ish. Sort of Acton, coming up to Park Royal. Right, so probably got another 1 or 2 traffic lights, and then we can get off this road. So one thing about the camera as well, I'll just mention, anybody again look at this camera, I think I get about an hour's charge out of it, the battery. When I bought it, it was actually an upgraded kit. I feel like it was about £80 more, and you got 3 batteries of it. So if you know you're going to be out for a long time, maybe look into that, or at least get an extra battery. So I think I'm going to get 1 extra battery. But also I take my charger with me, because now I'm going to Ace Cafe. I know that they've got power plugs there. I can plug my phone in while I'm having something to eat. I can charge it up. I've got my charger in my pocket. It's USB Type C, so I can charge it up anyway. So I'm not too fussed at the moment about having another battery. My phone's charged up as well anyway, because I've got a charger on my phone. My quad lock is a charging magnetic charger, so I can always charge my phone now. It was annoying going out and then having my battery dead, because normally when I go out to ride, I'm gone out for the whole day. So that was definitely a must. I had to get this charger to charge my phone. At least I can make phone calls, etc. The wife wants to get hold of me. But my Cardo and this camera, they both charge on USB Type C's, so I've got a charger in my pocket, plug in a lead, and when I get to Ace Cafe, or sometimes Rikers as well, they've got charging points outside in the seating area, so I can always charge it. And even sometimes I've had to stop at McDonald's and sit down at McDonald's for 20 minutes, because they've all got plugs in the McDonald's now. So there's always somewhere around I can charge in London. But it's good to have the battery, because then you haven't got to stop. You can just keep going, put another battery in, and good to go. Right, let's see where we are now. Alright, it's not been too bad here, at least it's moving. Sometimes this is gridlocked as well, and you've got to go filter through the whole thing. People do all sorts of stuff. You can see this car, on the white car going on the left. I mean, it's not really that much traffic, so I wouldn't bother doing that, but sometimes we cut through here, right up here, and then join back on the top. That's a little shortcut a lot of people do, especially on the bike. You can come back out here, or you can continue further up and come up further up there as well. Right, let's see. So yeah, as I said, there's always traffic here. So we're literally coming off the next slip road. So let's see if we can get up a bit further. Let's see, yeah, we're good. Oh, something burning around here. Something on fire. The building or something. Something's burning really bad in the area. Right. So this A40 here will take you to like Oxford, take you to Heathrow and all that. Was it Heathrow. Yeah, kind of, I think. But we'll be coming off here. So, as you can see, everybody comes off the slip road here. But there you go. Thanks, mate. Just gonna get through here. Thank you. Gonna go left here. Right, so we're basically coming to Hanger Lane roundabout now. And then we are nearly there. Wow, it felt like a long ride when I'm really taking my time in the traffic. But I'm doing this for you guys, showing you the sights, showing you the scenes, chatting a load of crap as well. Why not? You know, this is little practice rides for me, you know. So going out, just having a little practice. I would say getting used to this bike as well, you know. Still getting used to just handling this bike, controlling it, clutch control, all that stuff. Riding it at slow speeds. I always say if you can ride at slow speeds, you'll be a better rider. So for me, it's not about riding fast. It's about being able to control this bike how I want to control it, and be able to control it at slow speeds and ride it at slow speeds and maneuver it at slow speeds. So okay, there we go. Right, it's a big massive roundabout. It's so big that they got properties built in it now. They got a whole load of flats built inside this roundabout here, as you guys can see. There's actually a train station underneath the roundabout. I think it's Hanger Lane Station, Central Line. Is actually the subway underneath this roundabout, on top, underneath these flats as well. I feel. I mean, cool location. If you get around on train to work, you stop. You literally come out your stop and you're straight into your house. Watch out! Watch out! Keep left, mate. You're signaling left while you're going right. Oh dear! I don't know what was going on with this Mini. Nearly hit him there. Right, so now we are on the this guy. Now we're on the North Circular and we're pretty much there. Pretty much here, guys. I can see the building now. We're at Ice Cafe and the battery actually lasted, which is cool. So when I get there, I'll probably charge up the battery, have something to eat, and then I'll see if I can show you guys a couple of stuff. Obviously there'll be loads of bikes around as well, so maybe we try and get some, well, I say there are loads of bikes, but it's winter time now. It's usually not as busy. So there might not be hardly any bikes there, so who knows, we'll see. A lot of people are parked up their bikes for the winter, and not everybody rides around this time of year, you know. Yeah, it's quite empty, or quite quiet, should I say. Alright, I can see one of the bikers I know. Hey, with that green Triumph as my mate there. Yeah, alright, let me pull up here. Oh, and look at that, petrol's run out. Alright guys, I'll see you in a minute. Hey, how's it going? Yeah. Alright guys, so I am here, you guys can see outside this cafe. So I've had something to eat. It is a bit quiet here. There was a couple of more bites, but people have gone now because it's starting to get dark, as you can see. Let's check out old Kermit the Frog. One of the guys that I ride with. With a Triumph V-triple. He's heading off now. Alright guys, so I've just realized I literally have 1 minute of footage left on this memory card. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to end it here. I think I need to do a dedicated video of the Ace Cafe, so I'm probably gonna do that in another video. I'll come down and show you guys what I was hoping to show you today. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here guys, so I'm probably gonna get off home as well. It's starting to get dark. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, give us a like. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos. I'll see you soon. Take care.